Hi, I'm Tony Stefani of Hillside Christmas Tree Farm, and today we're going to do some work on our 455 Rancher. I bought a tune-up kit for it, so we're going to put a new plug, new filter, new air filter, new fuel filter, and also last time Dad did something with this, I think he broke the chain lock. So we're going to take a look at that, see what it is, give it a good cleaning, and kind of go from there. This guy does the bulk of our main wood cutting. We've had it for several years now. It's been an awesome machine. A lot of power, does the job. It is pretty heavy. So we also bought a Husky 235. It's a little bit smaller, a little bit more nimble. So for limbing and kind of crawling around on the ground, that's the thing that the smaller ones we use. But for the most part, this is what we use. So why don't you follow along? All right, so we're going to start with seeing what's going on with the chain brake. So turn this around. I actually don't have my tool, so we'll use a socket and a wrench. Socket and ratchet. Hmm? What? That's okay. It's recording. Thank you, Eva. Normally when taking this stuff off, you want to make sure that the chain is in the unlocked position. Otherwise, getting this thing on is a pain in the butt. Done it before, not fun. Yeah, and it looks like the whole locking mechanism is completely removed out of here, so we don't have that anymore. So, pretty dirty, smoke, wood particles, so we'll get it all cleaned up. Take the chain off.
In my pants.
Right on. All right, chain's off, pretty good. Pretty straightforward. So we'll take a screwdriver, wire brush, clean all this stuff up. And yeah. You want to do this from time to time because heat is the enemy of engines, right? And as the oil is getting slung around in here, that's why it's all sticky, and the wood dust, the wood chips that you're cutting up is all just getting in here, and it will cause this thing to run hotter than what it should, right? Hotter causes the chain to stretch, easier to come off, and it just isn't good for engines. So keeping this stuff clean is pretty important. One thing also I like doing is, you know, the oil comes through, you know, this hole and this hole, and that's what gives the bar and chain oil spot. So make sure that that is good and clean. You know, you can see my pick through the hole, and we'll just clean out all of that stuff too. Right? Okay, so our bar looks good, our clutch area looks pretty good. Now we'll focus on the cover. All right, we'll call that good enough. So usually, like I said, there's a, I don't know, it looks like a star nut or so, and that's what controls the lock. That's usually around here with a tensioner. Ours broke off. Moving on to the engine. So we'll use a Phillips. We'll pull the top off here, take a look at the air filter, change out the spark plug, and we'll go from there. All right, pretty straightforward. We see our piston, see our air filter. Take this clip off, pull the air filter off. I don't know if we've ever changed it, but that looks pretty clean. Let's compare to a new one here quickly. A little bit dirty, but we don't see a lot of gunk or really a lot of buildup in it. Most of the cutting we do is in the winter time because it gets too hot in the summer, in my opinion, to do stuff like this. So that's not when, in Michigan in winter, there's not a lot of, you know, all the dust and the pollen and the seeds all floating around. So not a lot happening. So it's a good time to cut stuff. Now we got the air filter off, we'll change out the spark plug. Old spark plug. New spark plug. New spark plug in. On there. This little groove here lines up with the groove here. Push down, good seal. Down and seated. Locking pins up. Make sure that our spark plug wire is good, secure. Compression release. And we will put the top back on. So, I've never changed a fuel filter on here before, but we will give it a try. It's full of gas, so I'm going to get my little gas can and we'll dump it out. Drain the tank first. All right, in there you can see the fuel filter, and we're going to dig that out. So we're going to tip the tank forward, use a pick with a hook, and fish it out. Seeing as this thing lives in fuel, it should be pretty easy to remove, and it was. Didn't really need it. It wasn't any type of dry rotted. Pretty simple. Looks like there's some sort of weight in there, probably to keep the filter on the bottom of the tank. And now we'll put the cover back in and reassemble it. Bar on. Chain on. Make sure you put the chain on the right way, right? The cut comes back, so get started. Pretty easy to put this on since there won't be the lock in the way. Line up the tensioner with the bar hole. Get our nuts. ½ inch. Tension looks good. Don't even have to adjust it. All right, and that does it for the maintenance kit on the 455 Rancher. We replaced the spark plug, fuel filter, air filter. We didn't need to take off the bar for that stuff, but when you're doing this part, you might as well give it a good cleaning inside there. Again, a lot of chips, a lot of oil, so keeping that thing cleaned and running smooth is a big key to reducing the heat. And I also wanted to see if what was going on with our chain lock. Clearly it was non-existent anymore, so that is good or bad, however you want to look at that. I know I've been cutting and I've hit that thing forward and it locks up on me mid-cut or something like that. Kind of frustrating, but it's also a safety feature, so take it as you will. So that's it. I'll have links below in the description on where to get these things, what tools I'm using. I would have liked to have my, speed, whatever they call it, a chainsaw tool that has the spark plug and the size for the bar nuts, whatever, for the chain and the bar, but I didn't, and luckily I have Sweetie tools here in the garage. So again, something to do. It's raining out. do from time to time. As much as we use this, I think we do this maybe once a year. As far as cleaning it, like I said, I don't think we've ever changed the oil filter, probably not the fuel filter, so good to do that. It's probably pretty old, really old. So yeah, thanks for watching.